Following Wolfgang's carriage in their own, the postchaise eventually ended up at Vienna General, a place, of course, with which Constanze was well familiar with. She had been here when Wolfgang's health had taken a bad turn last year because of his fall in the glade when a snake attacked his poor horse, killed it, and left her now darling husband in a state of intense pain and possibly on the verge of death. Luckily, he had not suffered much. But given everything that had transpired since Raymond's birth, it didn't take being a genius to know why Wolfgang was here. His head was fine. As far as the injury to it went, he hadn't had trouble yet. No, Constanze knew without a shadow of a doubt why he was coming here, and in fact, she was beyond furious that Wolfgang had been coming here for the problems he'd faced when she had explicitly asked him not to some time ago. He's seeking treatment. I cannot believe he thinks he's so sick that he must seek treatment, Constanze huffed. Stanzel, wait. I must confess something to you, Sophia blurted out. What can you possibly have to say, sister? I must go. He's getting out of his carriage. He's gone inside. Speak quickly, Constanze replied. Do not be cross with Wolfie over him being here, because the reason why he's gone to Vienna General is entirely my fault, Sophia whispered. What? It's my fault. I was frustrated with his behavior, so I told him some time ago that I would call on Dr. Closet if he didn't get a hold of his insane breakdowns. And he told me he would be fine and submit to the doctors. He promised, Sophia admitted tearfully. You what? How could you? Now he's worse off than he ever was. I'm sorry, Stanzel. I was simply thinking about you, Sophia wept. That's neither here nor there, Sophia. Do you know what they do to people who appear mad or on the verge of what appears to be lunacy? No, I don't. I suppose I'm too stupid, too featherbrained to understand that a hospital does anything beyond helping the sick, Sophia argued. Save your blubbering. I know exactly what they do in these places. I may not understand everything, but I know he's submitting to quack practices and being tortured. It's torture. Barbarous. Inhumane. I heard tales about it. Do you know that in these places they take heated irons and burn their patients' legs? They bruise them, too, and according to the scars I saw on my husband's back the day I came home, they flogged him. Yes. Just recently there was talk about a wretched case in the paper. I read about this horrible situation in Bethlem Hospital, London. Do you know what they call it? Bedlam. They call it inhumane and indecent behavior what these so-called doctors are doing to poor, sick folk. And I guarantee you that's why Wolfgang was confused the other day. Whatever they're employing here, it cannot be good for him, Constanze exclaimed. Oh, Wolfie. Oh, no, Stanzy. I didn't mean to. I wasn't thinking they'd hurt him. Sometimes you are wise, but it was not so here. He's innocent, dear sister. He has the sweetest heart, and I know he loves me enough to do anything to please me. And now that you've gone and made him quite afraid that he's sicker than he truly is, not to mention he came home nauseous and sneezing, completely sicker than a dog, and confused. My sweet husband, often a ninny, quite silly though rather sound of mind, was confused. He didn't know what was real. I must go. I need to stop this. He's in danger. She left the carriage, and Sophia, who began to weep with shame as her elder sister rushed towards the hospital and made her way inside, where she brushed past doctors and nurses and patients of all kind, some of whom she could hardly imagine were being treated as human beings. In the chaos of the hospital, Constanze approached a plump and gruff-faced woman in a dark pinafore dress and white apron. She had a checklist in her hand and stood near what appeared to be a desk of sorts lined with stacks of papers and other documents. It was here that Constanze intended to get answers about Wolfgang swiftly. What are you doing here? The rather rough female nurse snarled. I've come for my husband. I believe he just checked in, Constanza replied firmly. I'm afraid you're mistaken, the nurse argued. I believe I am not. A little 5-foot-tall, bouncy man in a white frilly cravat and one fully red outfit lined by gilded buttons just checked in. His horse and cart outside. Tell me where he is, Constanza demanded. The nurse glowered at her again. I tell you again, miss, you're mistaken. Constanza hit the desk with both hands. Right. I suppose it's time to take a page out of my husband's book. What? Do forgive me. I'm not usually this headstrong nor obstinate, but when you're married to Mozart, you learn a thing or two. She swept her arms in a massive motion to the right and across the desk. Watching as her actions scattered the documents, they flew about and floated. There was a massive mess of dust and paper everywhere. Both herself and the nurse sneezed as Constanza fled and forced her way further in. A few of the nurses tried to stop her, but she pushed past them and began looking about the hospital ward ahead for her Wolfgang. Sometimes you have to be a bit of a rebel to get the job done, and I'm no one to be messed with, Constanza huffed. Get back here, the nurse shrieked, but Constanza was gone, off and running as fast as she could. Then come and get me. Book 3 is available on Amazon.com for $19.99 USD.